What's up, Wait and Wear family? It's Jaquan Ware.
And it's Asia Ware.
Hey man, this is season 2, episode 3. This episode right here,
We at his neck.
we at that white neck. We
All
at
right.
that white neck.
So season 2, episode 3. And the title of this episode is You Cannot Control Me. And literally, sex is often used to control us. So during this episode, we are talking directly to the thing and its lack of power
Man.
on who God has called us to be. And so typically we use the terms, or we hear the term when we were waiting specifically, like we would hear things like, I don't see how you can do it,
For
or
sure.
that couldn't be me.
For sure.
I can't stop having sex. And so it stemmed from us giving sex this power. Like,
Keep going, babe.
I remember one time, I'm going to just start with an anecdote.
Keep going.
So me and Jaquan, if you don't know, we have our No Time for Sex t-shirts. If you'd like one, DM us. We will send you one. We are going really heavy on the merch this season.
For
So go get that. But we were just like, okay, let's wear our shirt. And typically when we would wear our shirts, and so our shirt says No Time for Sex, we would get like all the stares.
For sure.
But it would also spark all of the conversation.
For sure.
I remember one time we went to my little cousin's football game, and the woman at the concession stand, you remember, she was like, what that shirt say? And she was like, I need to send my daughter over there to talk to you. Like, it always gave us great conversation. And that's all we really wanted. It was just like, controversial topic. We get it. But I remember one time I was inside of Home Depot, and it was Office Depot. I was getting some office supply stuff, and this guy at the register, and I know God is not like a favor of man, but I am sometimes. So I just want to say this guy was very much like the
Just flat out say it, but it was just
dorky, right? Like, it was very like, had big afro,
Yeah.
you know, big 4 eyeglasses.
Yeah.
And he was like, what does your shirt say? And so I was like, it says No Time for Sex, you know. So he read it and he was like, what? And he just made this big scene in the store.
I can't do that.
I don't see how you can do that. It couldn't be me. And just start laughing. I'm like, okay. Like, couldn't be you, sir.
I don't
Okay.
see it. I don't see it.
Like, anyway.
Yeah.
But sex has this thing on us that even people who aren't even having sex see the control it has, that they'll just make up anything. Like, it's to the point where people were lying about being virgins and stuff growing up. Like, this thing has so much power over our community, and it's sick. Like,
If we use it the wrong
if
way.
we use it in that way, like, it's like, it's not even meant for you, first of all. And so when he made the big scene and everybody kind of started looking at my shirt, like, what does it say? You know, da da da. And I'm like, sir,
You ain't even
for
getting
one, yeah.
Like, you ain't even.
Can we start there? I
my
mean,
gosh.
y'all don't. We ain't even gonna talk about that. So anyway, let's just dive into it. Let's talk about the power we've given sex and sex for singles. We're talking about that sex. So we truly have given this thing a lot of power, because when we solely base our decisions off of it, like a lot of times
That
we
was
hear
the
it
first
all
thing
the
I was
time,
going to say.
basing your decisions off of it.
Man.
Like, keeping this person because the sex is good, going after this person because of the sex, or even I can't give up sex because I'm in a relationship. So it's just this thing where we just give this thing all the power, y'all.
And it's so easy to give it the power.
Easy.
When I was having sex without being married, most of my decisions were definitely sex driven.
Yeah.
Like, sex was a top priority.
Yeah.
Whatever I did.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to go to practice? Oh, let me slide sex in there. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to, do whatever. Go to get something to eat. Let me go get something to eat, then have sex. Sex was definitely like my top priority.
Yeah.
And it was easy for that to be number one in my life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And you don't even realize that you put it as number one in your life.
It sneaks up so quick.
You don't even realize.
Because
that.
sex is definitely enjoyment.
Yeah.
But again, when you use it the wrong way, it's what's the word? Basically, it'll drive you somewhere you don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very dark if you use it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You get it?
For sure.
So like even just even us, like when we was doing it before marriage,
Yeah.
some of the things we did was because we was having sex. It's so, I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, but it's so many things that we do, bro, that is just, like I said in the last episode, bro, sex blinds.
And it's to the point where y'all want to have fun this episode. Let's just have fun. It's to the point where, for one, we come in this situation of sex, right? And a lot of times we're ignorant to the fact of, like, thereof, right? Because there has been so many times and so many people making the statement of, like, couldn't be me, and you know, all these things, and we're saying that because, like, I'm young, I'm single, I'm out here living life, I'm in this relationship, and it's like, honestly, if we just want to be real honest, when we were having sex at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever you don't even know what you're doing to enjoy it. So when we talk about, like, sex being this, now I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again, sex is to be enjoyed between a man and a woman who are married.
For sure.
Okay. And I'm gonna just keep saying that. I think I made the people mad the last time I said it, but that is just facts, right? Now we can play around all we want to, but these are the facts, right? And feelings aren't facts. So again, we've been there, we've done it, and we knew we weren't supposed to be enjoying it. And so that's the thing. When he just mentioned enjoyment, I had it just, let's have fun. Because honestly, we're not even enjoying this thing.
Definitely not.
Like, and I mean enjoyment in a way that it's fulfilling. Because when we do things out of our flesh, like, it may be enjoying in that moment, but it's definitely not fulfilling, like everlasting, like, it's not that. And so when I get DMs or I hear people say, you know, like, I don't see how you did it, or it just couldn't be me, and it's just like, the real question is, are you even really having sex?
In fact,
Because, like, you don't even know. Like, you may be doing the act of this thing, but you keep saying you can't stop, or you trying to be funny. And I'm talking to the people that be trying to be funny. Like, I can't stop having sex. You've never even had sex before. Like, have you
can't
ever,
you though?
No, but let's answer that question. Have you really ever had sex? Like, there are people who say things like, it couldn't be me, I couldn't do it, but have never experienced even, like, I mean, like, you've never even experienced the intercourse where you got something from it. You know sex to be this thing between a girl and a boy, and the boy gets his thing, and then that's the thing. That's not even sex. So you keep saying you can't not have sex. Girl, you're not having sex. Like, you're not even, you're not even.
So what I'm trying to say is, it's to the point now, like, you're chasing a high now. Cause you know, like, okay, you doing whatever, you it's just the same thing as catching a high, smoking, right? You only smoke because you trying to just catch a high and it wear off.
Yep.
Bro, that's the same thing when you having sex while you single. It's just a high.
Yeah, temporary.
It's nothing fulfilled from that sex. I mean, you don't even know who you sleeping with. Just like when you smoking, you don't even know what you smoking. It's just right there in your face, and you light it up, you smoke it. Same thing with having sex while you single. You don't even know who you sleeping with. First of all,
Hello.
you don't even like them folks.
Right.
You don't even know them folks. But you having sex with them just for this high. Then when it wear off, you want it again. That's why sex is not for singles though, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a high thing.
Yeah.
It's not a okay when I feel like I want to do it and then it's not that. Cause I'm gonna tell you, like when you're married and have sex, and I'm just talking about with us, bro. It's very fulfilling, bro. It's like I remember I heard the dude one time. He was like, bro, I hit like some girl one day. What? And I ain't judging him or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not judging him.
We're talking about the act of sex. Like you see how 7 girls one day, you still ain't full.
You still ain't full?
Yeah.
Now you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
like,
still not full?
Do you understand? Yes.
So it's just like
Chasing it. And it's a forever ending cycle because you're chasing after the thing that you'll never get. Like you just said about
You'll
the fulfillment.
never
Like
get
it's
it.
not happening. It's not coming out of that because that's not what God ordained it to be. So it's not coming out of that. It's coming out of the thing that's ordained. And so, and I want to go back to even when you said about you don't even know this person, right?
You don't at all.
Because we talk about it all the time. And again, this episode, we coming directly at sex. Like we talking to him. And when
because
you
think he's so tough though.
and he really has our people in a chokehold. Like check the
sure.
DMs,
Like,
okay?
come on, man.
And so we having fun with it, but it's very real because when you are having sex, and even when we were having sex, and I remember I've said it before, when we decided to wait, this person that I was waiting with, I never met him before. Okay, let's be very clear. And I mean
I ain't
to the
never met
point
him.
where it was some very, very negative things I didn't know I didn't like about this man, to some things that I later discovered that wow, we really connect here.
Right.
And it's just that important piece of sex really does distract you because when you go in it, you're doing this thing, but you don't even know, like he just said, who you're doing it with because it covers up a lot. It covers
definitely
things
do.
up. It just kind of blinds you. Like, well, if we're mad at this situation, I'm just, especially us who do the silent game, right? So I'm gonna just get quiet, and then later on we can just sleep together. We'll just
Yep.
forget it. And
Yep.
so we never went back to talk about the topic or
Yep.
discuss what was going on. And so it's like when you do decide to wait, and let's say you're waiting and you're in a relationship, it's going to be challenging because you've never met this person. When you remove the number one thing that's distracting you from even getting to that person's heart, getting
Yep.
to that person's mind,
Yep.
you then begin to see, I really never knew you all along.
Babe, we was 10 and 11, 12, all the way up to, I mean, we 25 now, but let's just go back to when, bro, 10 to 22. I've been with this girl from 10 years old to 22. How come I don't know you?
And let's
How don't I know you though?
and let's even put a point there. I don't even know me.
I didn't even know me.
Like you don't know.
Like-
You don't know me.
I'm just playing. But nah,
Like
I ain't even
you
know
don't
me though.
know me
at
because
all.
I haven't gotten to know myself, and we said this before because you don't know yourself until you know who God is because
for
you
s-
you
no
only
facts.
know who He has called you to be.
For
And so
sure.
if I haven't gotten there yet, and then I'm like having sex with you, and let's say we even talking like, oh, we finna have kids, we finna have a family together. We never discussed, God in that. We've never discussed marriage in that. It's like you're starting this thing with somebody
All
you
wrong.
really don't know,
All wrong.
and that's why it's so important for us to do it God's way because God reveals who that person is. I remember when I had a dream and it was like a little vision and God revealed to me some things about Jaquan. At that time, Jaquan was not this person. Like
At all.
God told me that Jaquan was going to be a coach, a mentor. He was going to speak to the souls of young men. He told me that. At that time, I was in college.
Yeah.
And Jaquan was just so not there, where he really thought that was just so corny, and I just had the wrong dude. Like, if you want that, then you can go find that. Like, and we got into this whole argument.
What I said?
You can go get that.
No, I didn't.
He didn't say that, but I'm just saying, like, he thought that this thing was just so not him. Like, it was almost like we did get into an argument that night.
I definitely got an attitude,
And
but
I
I'm
was just
like,
like-
I'm not that guy at all.
But my mom was telling me, like, immediately, he thinks that thing is just so, like, corny. Like, that's just not him.
Because I didn't see
because
myself.
he
I
was
didn't even
not
know myself.
that person. I'm telling you, it was the craziest thing ever. And when I mentioned it to him, I'm like, okay. Like,
It ain't nothing corny about that.
okay. And now, years later,
Exactly that
he's
guy.
exactly that guy.
True story.
Like, is he not a coach? Does he not mentor? But it's just, he did not even see that person. And God revealed it to me, and he didn't reveal it to him yet. And so it's like, when you don't know yourself because you don't know God, of course you can't give yourself to someone. And when we're having sex, that is exactly what we're doing. We're giving ourselves to someone.
Yeah, bro, it sounds so scary though. If you really just dive into it, that sounds so scary. I didn't slept with you all the way until we got married. We get married. Going down the line, bro, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Bro, I heard of,
Yeah,
dudes have told me.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't even know who I married. I've heard that in different relationships. I heard married couples say, I don't even know who I married. Like, bro, that's so scary.
Yeah.
And we was on the way down that path, bro.
Easy.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we can relate, bro. But I'm so happy God spoke to us and he told us what to do and how to do it, and we stayed strong doing it. But just even the controlling part.
Yeah.
It's so many women and men that always say they don't like the person, but the sex is good.
Yeah.
Bro, is that
Is that not controlling?
is that not so that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even like this dude,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you don't even like Shawty, but
When we talking character,
but
like,
her-
you don't even like them.
but her sex is good, so that is enough.
And that's what's pulling you in. That's what's drawing you. And that's what's keeping you.
And that's what's killing you.
Yeah.
You don't even know what's going on. I remember I used to tell you, I used to be like, bro, it's crazy how we haven't had sex in a whole year and a half, and I know like what triggers you, your traumas, what I love about you, what I don't love about you, what I like, what I dislike about you, and without sex, like the cover up.
Yeah.
And bro, I can deal with you, bro.
And I still want you.
And I still want you. I said, so, babe, just think about when we get married, though, and we have these disagreements, and everything don't look right. But now we got that cover up. Like, that's
Now we
that's
have the cherry on top.
Yeah, man.
And I know, so we had a conversation with a couple recently, and totally believe that almost 80% of our audience can relate to what she had to say. And she just mentioned, like, this thing is scary to her. Like, she was saying, you know, okay, we're trying it, we're gonna do it, but it's scary to me because I know I'm good at sex. Like, I know that's how I have him. And we were all on the call. And she was just so honest. And it was just, that level of vulnerability is so real. You have to have that level of vulnerability to say, like, I know that this thing is controlling us.
for sure.
Because I'm so scared to remove it. I'm bound to lose him
That's
once
scary,
I give this
bro.
up.
It's scary. It's
And
scary.
so many people
It's
feel
scary.
that way as it relates to abstaining. Like, they really and truly believe, like, if I decide to give this thing up, who then am I? Like,
Who am I? That's
what
my
will
identity.
I have? Like, that's the thing that if I don't got nothing else, I know I got him with that.
I
you
know
know,
I got that clout back. But that
And
then
that's scary.
becomes your identity.
Right.
And then you can't even look past that. Now it's like, okay, I just need to have sex when I know I got him.
Yeah.
Bro, that's so controlling.
That's
That's so controlling.
sex. We've given sex this power though, and I don't want us to leave the episode without reiterating that.
Yeah.
We have given sex this power. It's not that sex has this power and control over us. We've given it that thing. And I remember one time
we do it the wrong way.
when we do it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I decided to wait, and I was having a conversation with just some members of my family, and we were discussing the thing that literally has my family in a chokehold, and we said it was sex, drugs, and alcohol.
Okay.
And when you get to the level of that, like, I know what's holding us, or I know what we've given the power to hold us, and I want nothing to do with any of it anymore, because I want to figure out who my family could possibly be without this thing, or
For sure.
what can I build without this. And we said it before, like, we didn't know what giving up sex looked like for a marriage or whatever. But one thing we knew is,
I didn't even know what it looked like, period.
right. But what we knew was what it did not look like. We knew
sure.
the outcome of continuing to have sex. We could possibly have a baby and not be married. We knew those things. And it was just like, I'm willing to just try it out.
Please.
Because I don't want to give this thing that type of power and control over me and my mind and my act and my sex and my body. And it's just like, we've given this thing power.
Yeah.
It's time to take your power back.
That's it.
And you know exactly who I'm talking to. You're listening to us, and you're feeling, again, what we talk about all the time. Once you build the relationship with God, he will then start going in with your heart. You know you've given this thing power, and we're just saying, it's just time to take back the power, because God has the power.
Yep. And just to reiterate. That's how you say it? Reiterate. Man, reiterate. Like, reiterate. Nah, but man, like, I just want to reiterate that we can relate
100%.
because we've gave sex that power once before. We gave it once before.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, when I was just saying, like, when I stopped having sex, that was my strength. So that's when
you gained it.
my wife say, like, bro, get your power back. Because you get it back, it's easy.
You can definitely get it back.
Yeah, you get that power back. Man, please, man. This episode, boy.
It's a
the
lot.
Control part.
It's a
like,
lot.
the control, the being blinded, man, making wrong decisions because of the sex,
It's
putting sex as the main priority in the relationship. Like, even now, bro, being married, sex not even our
That's not the main
That's not
priority.
even our
Like,
main priority.
Yeah.
Like, sex is a part of the marriage, but it's not the marriage.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I want couples to experience that.
Yeah.
I know some couples have, but some couples haven't.
Have not, right.
And I'm just talking to the couples that haven't.
Yeah.
Bro, I know sex. Bro, sex is a thing, but it's not the thing. Not in our marriage. And it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be.
That should not be the main priority in the marriage.
No.
No, it's so much more. It's so much
Yeah.
more. But just sex is just a cherry on top, like you said. It's just a cherry on top. Like, when you put that cherry on top, it just boom.
Man.
You get what I'm saying?
I agree. And when you mention when you just mentioned about, you know, sex and just like that power thing, it just goes back where, I mean, like, in the beginning of our wait, like the real beginning, and we were just talking about how sex blinds
For sure.
and how again, just like when we give this thing that power. And I just want to say, the topic is so heavy because no one wants to, not even ourselves included, wants to admit to giving something power. And when he says like we can relate because there were so many times prior to waiting where God was already pulling on me. And it was like, I know, like, it doesn't matter what else I was doing. For some reason, sex was the thing. He was just pulling on me. And I'm like, okay. And I would say, okay, I'm going to think about it, but I still wouldn't. And I remember I said before, like, I had to realize and come to terms with, Asia, at this point, you're choosing Jaquan over God. Like, I had to tell myself that. And I'm not telling you to tell yourself that, or I'm telling you that. I'm telling you what I had to tell myself, and I had to realize that because it was like, okay, this time I'm putting God first. Like,
it ain't no more you.
And it's just like, and I told myself, like, and if I lose you, I'm okay with that.
She said that.
Like, I got to that point where it was, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with losing you because I've given this relationship, I've given this thing just way too much power. Way too much power. Like, it's almost like I want the relationship with God, but then I want the relationship with you. I want the relationship with God, but I mean, I know the sex is holding us. It's like, you just have to, man, pick a side and stay there.
What was the main priority in our relationship back then?
I didn't even know this man, this boy.
Oh my
Sex.
God.
Didn't, like, when we decided to wait, and like I said, when we started having month by month, we having conversation, like, we're having dialogue. Nobody talked as much as we talked. I mean, it was draining. It was almost like and we were having ugly, bad, nasty conversation.
Yeah.
Like, the conversation that we needed to have in order to just be
free
in our marriage. Like, it was to the point where I'm just like, I did not know this about you. Like, I didn't know these things. I didn't know you were dealing with this. I didn't know that this would affect me. I didn't like, it gets to that point. But if you don't remove the power that you've given sex and get your power back, you won't figure those things out. You won't
get your power back.
So we're just saying, be encouraged. Get your power back. We've given sex way too much power in our community, in our conversations. Like, it's almost like, you ain't having sex, girl, bye. That's like, we've given it that power in the single world, and it's like, it ain't even supposed to be like that. So I believe that if we just start one person at a time, it can make a difference. Like, you don't have to conform to the world just because that's what the world is doing. You don't have to. You don't have to be literally thinking about celibacy, literally thinking about abstaining, but it's normalized to have sex over here and be like, well, it's just easier for me to just do what they do. And I just believe that we can normalize not having sex.
For sure.
And with our platform and other platforms, we can continue to do it one by one. It can be done. And so start with you, make the difference. You can do it.
I'm definitely full. I'm definitely I'm glad we went out there, boy.
Yeah.
Cause, man, sex is definitely controlling, bro, if you use it the wrong way, just like anything, man. And we just want you guys to be free, bro, and just experience God.
For real. Yeah.
Just experience God and what he can do and how he can work in your life, bro. It's been only up since we made the decision.
For sure.
Only.
But
hey, man, this is season 2, episode 3, baby.
3. We love you guys. Do not forget to like this video, comment down below, because we really want to hear from you. This is a space where you can chat. We are open and free. Comment down below, share this video with whomever, and we will see y'all next week. We love y'all.